Hey, Maddie.
Hey.
So thank you so much for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when did you start making music?
Well, I first started writing music because my dad is a drummer, and he quit his job, and he opened a music studio in Manhattan, where we're from, and he was starting a band program for kids, and he needed kids, so he enrolled my brother and I in it, and I had begrudgingly played classical piano for most of my life, but that was when I first started playing not Mozart, and I liked it a lot better than playing Mozart, and I started writing my own music, and I must have been like 14, so, all of the deep feelings I had at the time.
I love that. You actually mentioned you've been playing piano for a while. Can you talk a little bit about your experience with playing piano?
Yeah, I was forced by my parents, not forced, very lovingly, to take classical piano lessons when I was in first grade for the first time. And I just never quit, even though I kind of hated it at times. But I was good enough at it where I could get away with not practicing that much. I could have been a lot better, but I was a little brat when it came to that sort of thing. So, I never really applied myself until I got older and started writing my own stuff.
Oh, great. And speaking about you writing your own stuff, can you talk a little bit about this song in particular?
Yeah. This was the first song that I wrote since moving into my new place here, in which I had this big closet that had a bunch of dead space in it. It was the tiniest little bars of clothing on either side and then just massive space. So I decided to stick my keyboard in my closet, and that's where I've been writing music. And so I sort of got that inspiration from just me being sat inside all my clothing in my closet and just indulging myself in all my feelings and all my pettiest feelings.
Maddie, can we get you in here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And speaking about all those petty feelings, what are some of the emotions you were having while writing this song?
Well, usually when I write music, I try and pinpoint one emotion that I'm having and just blow it the fuck up. So, I like to call it my feelings without nuance, because nuance is boring.
And what are some musical influences that you feel have really impacted you as a performer?
I grew up in the type of household, like I said, my dad is a musician, so what he played in the car was what we listened to in the car, and I did not have a say, which means that if I wanted to listen to the Jonas Brothers, I was going to listen to them myself. But, my songwriting heroes are, I would say, top two, Carole King and James Taylor.
Nice. And what are some core ideas you hold really dear to yourself as an artist?
For me, writing music has always been super therapeutic to me. I always write music just to myself when I'm having something that I need to work through. And I've never written with the intention of it being heard or even being complete. And I think that is at the core of what I do.
I love that. And just last question, Inside Out, this is a really great experience, but we want to know, why did you choose to be a part of it?
I guess because I'm starting to entertain the idea of people actually hearing my shit and not just doing it for me alone, because I think maybe I'm onto something. So when Simone came to me with this, it really excited me for that reason.
Great. Well, we're so happy to have you here with us.
Thank you.
It's getting less exciting to cry to you on the phone. Tossing, turning, fighting, he's losing the glamour it had once. 'Cause what's once in a lifetime when I've had it 2 times, at least 3 times I've lost my head and watched it roll in the nighttime. I used to sleep upright, but now that only lasts a few days or so. Thought you should know, 'cause if we're burning bridges, maybe I just want nothing we've had to jump through. I've got nothing to prove to you. And after all the confusion, why don't we just say a healthy dose of delusions? What got in our way? Find myself wondering if you sleep through the night. There always seems to be somebody on your mind to bitch about, to wear me out, to take the punch. Strong enough to laugh it off and smart enough to run the other way. But what's a few several times in your mouth? If you really need it, I'll be your easy way out. I guess there really isn't much to running with the crowd, as it turns out. Now that I say it out loud, I guess that if I'm being honest, maybe I just want nothing to do with you. Think we've reached our limit of all the hoops we've had to jump through. I've got nothing to prove to you. And after all the confusion, why don't we just say a healthy dose of delusion is what did us in, and since we're burning bridges, bridges that could never really hold my weight anyway, let's burn the bridges down. 'Cause I can't keep sitting here waiting for this to break. Let's burn our bridges down. Everybody gather round. I know how much you like to run your mouth, so I'll give you something to talk about while I go na 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 to drown you out. Na 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 to drown you out. Na 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 to drown you out. Na 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 and drown you out. It's getting less exciting to cry to you on the phone. Tossing, turning, fighting.